Hi, welcome back to the series of PachiConsult.com or Art of Destiny School. That today we're going to discuss an example on Pachi, the nature's way of Pachi, and I'm going to try to answer some of the common questions that I used to get. So one of the very common thing that is destiny, our destiny, is it partly decided or is based on human effort only? Now, I would like to begin by showing you this slide that in the old days, which has been carried down from the centuries, the old Chinese sages have always said first is destiny, second luck, third feng shui, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, all the rest are human effort. So Cantonese we say 一命二運三風水, right? And also there's another very popular saying that in life 70% is based on luck, 30% is based on effort. 七分運三分力. So what does this actually mean? Does it mean that the Chinese does not acknowledge effort? No, definitely not. I think you know that Chinese people are one of the most hardworking people in the world, right? And so therefore, effort to them is definitely an important ingredient in life, but it's not the ingredient that is going to make you a success in life. Okay, the ingredient that is going to make you a success in life is going to be your luck, or perhaps are you destined for it. Of course, in the modern times, people come up with different thinking patterns. So the school of motivation will say that no, you design your own destiny. You don't base on destiny or fate to decide who you are, because you are a master of your destiny. Just sheer hard work and good business strategies alone is enough. It's all you need to be successful, right? You don't need luck, because you can create your own luck. You create your own opportunities. Well, I guess when they are saying this, is they are saying it from their point of view. But what about if we can stand from 2 points of view and look at it, right? As well from the destiny point of view. Now the destiny point of view is very much using this method we call Pachi. So I want to explain a little bit later on what is Pachi all about. Now, have you ever wondered, or perhaps you have met people, somebody close to you, or perhaps it happened onto yourself, as to why you have worked very hard, you've been very sincere, honest in your work, but yet you have not achieved anything great in life. You have been persistent, you've been training very hard, but yet you're not achieving anything in life. Some people, they just get very lucky because there are people who support them, people who wants to give them opportunity to try, despite knowing the fact that they are not up to the mark, right? Or perhaps you have seen some people who was once very successful, doing great in life, and then all of a sudden, halfway through, they fell down, and from there on, they are not able to pick up again, even though they are very motivated. They come out from their so-called the depression, but yet they cannot go back to the level they used to be. Why? They had the skills, they had the prior experience, they have the prior ability. That's why in the first place they achieved the success. But why now not? Why not now? Right? Maybe it looks like the situation has changed. Maybe perhaps the people around him has changed. But the point is that why he cannot go back to the prior success has something got to do with this thing called destiny and luck. Right? So let me share with you a story of my friend Bob. But before I go on with the story, let me introduce you two important concepts of Pachi. In Pachi, there are two important sections. One is the destiny part, which is the most important, and the second part is the luck. which is the second most important. Right? As the sages have already said, 一命二運三風水. So what is destiny? Destiny is a little bit like, if you take cars for example, it's like when the day you roll out from the factory, you have been designed to be a small car or a big car. So essentially, destiny is telling us our ability to achieve in life, our capacity to amass wealth, our capacity to achieve big, great things in life, or to be useful to society in life, or to contribute in a large way to society, has by and large sort of like partially determined when you were born. That's why BaZi is based on your date and time of birth. Now the second most important part is the luck. The luck is a little bit like the road we travel, because we change luck every 10 years. Every 10 years we have a different luck cycle. So every 10 years you change one luck cycle, right? This major luck cycle. And the luck is pretty much like the road we travel. Okay? So if you're in good luck, it's like you're traveling on a straight tarmac road. You can go maximum full speed. If your luck is average, well, probably you're traveling on a tarmac road, but a little bit winding. But if you're really in a bad luck, it's like you're going off-road into the jungle road. You can't go fast, it's bumpy ride, obstacles all the way. You clear one obstacle, you meet the second obstacle. So that is when you really have a bad destiny and in a bad luck cycle. Right? I guess you have seen some of these type of people in your life. As long as you have lived well above 30 years, right? So now let's go into the story about Bob, my friend, whom I met about 15 years ago, around 2005, 2006, I can't really remember. But at the time, Bob was a self-employed person. He's a degree holder, he has a bachelor degree, well educated. By the time he was self-employed, moving around, trying different things. So he had a couple of jobs. He was doing a little bit of trading of 2 different trading business, and he was having a kind of auditing business, sort of freelance thing, you know. And of course, at that time, life was a struggle for him. He has to move around, not much of a success. People hold his money, delay his payment, complain about his job. Compete with him on jobs. So he had a lot of obstacles at the time. So he tried to come out and mix with more people, trying to network, you know, the networking thing. And for the next 4 years that I know, nothing really big came out of it. So he was still busy with his little jobs here and there. Not until 2009, when he entered this wood rat luck. Then he got lucky. A friend of him suddenly invited him to join him in a new venture, into a business that is very familiar to the friend, but not to Bob. Bob didn't have a lot of money at the time, and Bob had zero experience to bring into the business. But for some reason, the friend kind of persuaded him to join and started off the business. So the friend taught him a little bit of tricks of the trade, and then both of them went on to start off the business. And of course, Bob worked very hard, right? He worked very hard to learn the tricks of the trade as well as to grow the business. They were in the servicing line, meaning they had no physical assets like machineries. They were just kind of middleman thing, you know. So I'm just going to big companies, get the job, and then go back to my suppliers or my workshops to get my things done and re-deliver back to the customer. That was basically what he was doing. And a couple of years down the road, the company grew, the business grew and grew and grew and grew, and finally a couple of years later, they were able to buy their own building. Okay, and it was about the time after they buying the building, they realized that they had a lot of disagreements thereon. And finally, a couple of years after buying the building, or I think 1 or 2 years after buying the building, they decided to part ways. So Bob asked for a divorce in the partnership. So at that time, after the divorce, Bob came out with his own company, his own new company, and started on his own business. At that time, he was almost ending of the wood rat luck. And currently, he's in the wood dog luck, right? And he's still doing fine, still doing good. He's trying to expand the business. He's coming up with different business. There is one that is slightly different from what he has been doing all the while. And in fact, he has been doing pretty fine, upgraded himself with a big Continental car. So this is what you see from the outside, meaning something that you see from the physical point of view, right? So naturally, you may not see the underlying things. What I'm going to open up to you is the underlying things, the things that you don't see outside, but rather from the date and time of your birth. In other words, your destiny chart. Okay, now I'm going to use the Nature's Way of Destiny reading to help you understand a little bit. This is Bob's chart. This was in the early days when he was in the fire red luck. Okay, for those of you who has no experience in this, that might be a bit difficult, but I will try my best to explain as simple as I can using the Nature's Way of BaZi. Now, to represent Bob in this destiny chart, Bob is the tree. This is the tree. So if I move it over here, this is Bob. Okay, so tree is of wood element. Okay, that's why it's green in color. Now, in his chart, you can see that there's another flower here, right? And this is another little wood element here, flower. So it means that in his life, the flower or the other wood element represents this. These are the friends or competition. And for a wood person, wood controls earth element. And therefore, earth element becomes his wealth, his money, which you actually see over here. So this is the money. So you can see that this money is competing between the tree and the flower. Now this is destiny. So what it implies is that this chart does not belong to a multi-millionaire chart, because all his life, his wealth has to be shared or limited by competition. Right? This is called destiny. Meaning you can make it big in life, but you cannot make it too big in life. Probably a small millionaire, yeah, but not a big millionaire, because there's a limitation in the chart. This is what we call destiny. You can work your ass off 24/7. I bet you will never achieve super in life. Even if you get it, it's only very short period of time. This is the meaning of destiny. Now, another thing that you need to notice is that beside the tree there's a fire. So what does a fire represent? The fire is this. See the red color, the fire element. Fire represents work. That means your work, your output, your effort, your sweat, right? So this shows that this person is a very capable person. That means he's a hardworking person, he's a capable person. But no matter how capable or hardworking he is, he got to share his wealth. So that means there's a limit to his ability to achieve in life. Okay, so this is the meaning of destiny. Now, so the question comes back to, why was the fire red luck? Wasn't good for Bob. Why he was running around? He couldn't have opportunities. He couldn't meet a helpful person or a nobleman. Simply because you can see that actually the sun and the red, which represents, actually the red represents rain, you know, rain. So the sun and the rain actually benefits the flower more than the tree. Therefore, it translates to the fact that the strength is on his competition side. It's not on his side. That is why he's been running around with a lot of obstacles. And that is the reason why life is difficult at the time. I hope you follow me to this point. So when the turn of tide came, when he met his friend that asked him to join him to start off the new business, was the time when he entered this luck of the flower pig. See, flower pig here, right? The wood pig. Now, what does this mean now? As you can see, the flower is here and the luck is another friend or competition, right? So it means that this competition or friend is also eyeing the money, Bob's money. But at this time, the situation is not on the friend's side, it's on Bob's side. Why? Because the pig represents the river. River has very strong current, and strong current will sweep the grass off the soil. But the tree can take it, right? So it literally means that the advantage is on Bob's side. So as long as he works, put in the effort, he will see the results. And he will always have an edge or advantage over his competition. That's why during this period he was able to achieve and amass the wealth. Right? That is the reason, to the point that they bought, was able to buy their own asset. Right? The building. And that is the reason why he made it big. Then after that, towards the end, he also had a separation with the partner. Why? Of course, imagine if you are the partner, you are the grass, you have been soaking in the river for so many years, would you like it? Naturally, you won't like it. That is why eventually the separation happened. Okay, so and the separation happened to the benefit of my friend Bob. Okay, next. After the separation, he came out, he started his own. But as I told you, he tries to diversify and still making good progress till now. So why? Okay, now you see the wood luck. See, this is wood. Of course, this wood is also trying to eye the money, right? But the point is that when you see the dog and the rabbit, when they see each other, they create a third element called a fire. So fire represents what? As I mentioned earlier, means activities, right? Means your effort. So this is the period of time where Bob has very good effort, good execution. And of course, he's diversifying. There is new activities. That's why he's busy, right? He's getting busy. That's why this fire eventually will create the earth element, which is the money. So meaning to say that during this period of time, naturally he will make money from his effort and hard work or diversification or new activities. So this is so much about destiny and luck. And this answers why he is doing busy and why he's still making money. Now, knowing our destiny, then so what? Of course, it helps us a lot. Why? For example, in this 10-year luck, somebody comes in and tell Bob, hey, I want to invest in your company so that your company can grow further. Now, should Bob take up this decision? This decision, should Bob take up the offer or not? If you look at destiny and if you understand what I've been saying up to now, definitely the answer is no. Reason why? Because this tree is a friend or competition. But this tree is also eyeing Bob's money. Right? So this tree is eyeing Bob's money. And the tree has equal strength with Bob. Here. So if the partnership happens, it means that eventually the partner will control the business. So this is where destiny, understanding your destiny and luck, helps you to make good or better quality or informed decisions. Whether you will avoid the situation altogether, it a lot depends on your personal strategy. If Bob wants to take the risk, or perhaps Bob feels that he's able to handle the competition, and perhaps he wants to take a 50-50 chance. Of course, if he wants to play safe and he wants to have a sure income, or perhaps want to build the empire slowly, then perhaps the safer path is to keep it to himself and grow the company incrementally. Right? So this is where understanding our destiny and luck helps us make better decisions. So what is actually, at the end of the day, what is life is all about? Life is all about this thing, 3A's. So what is this 3A thing? It's not about me, Alan, right? But it's more about acknowledge, accept, and action. Acknowledging is that we need to acknowledge our situation. For example, now we are facing the COVID-19 epidemic. We have to face the reality, because by facing the reality, it gives us the courage to move on. It removes some of the unnecessary fears or stress from us, because we are able to acknowledge, or we are willing to acknowledge the situation. After that, we come to accept the outcome. Okay, I have to be at home. I cannot do my own business. So what am I going to do? If you are not able even to accept this decision, you will live in frustration, disappointments, anger. And this is emotionally stressing us. We will be stuck in life. We are not able to move on. So we need to accept the situation or our destiny as it is. But having said accepting our destiny does not mean I'm saying that you should resign to your fate. That's not true. Resign to your fate means you're going to do nothing else, because that's the end of the road for you, right? No. Accepting the situation, coming to terms with our destiny and luck and the overall situation is to help us move on lighter emotionally, with less emotional baggage, so that we can think straight, so that we don't let emotion overrule our logic, our common sense, right? So with that, we create an action plan for us to overcome and improve the situation over time. Now, you don't expect to have a quantum leap. In any improvement program, it's always about incremental. It takes time, right? Especially when your destiny and luck is not good, it takes time. It takes a lot of patience, a lot of tolerance, a lot of effort, perseverance to move on. But you can improve. And that is the reason why heaven has left this art for us. It did not extinct this art, is because heaven says that we are given an art to help us to move forward, maneuver better. But before you can do that, you need to come to terms with yourself, to live in harmony with your situation and your destiny. That is very important. Okay, so BaZi is a very good tool for us to diagnose our life or destiny or fate or whatever terms you like to call it, because to me it's the same thing, right? So BaZi is a very effective and tool for us to manage, because once we have this tool, we're able to understand our situation, then our future will be better managed, right? So if you are interested to learn up this skill, this wonderful skill of BaZi, right, you can learn it the nature's way from our website baziconsult.com. Okay, so I hope today's sharing gives you a different perspective, a perspective from both the physical world as well as the metaphysics world point of view about the story of Bob. Okay, I hope you enjoy it. Thank you for listening. Thank you. Bye bye.